Hello children, how are you? I hope you all are doing well, studying well and listening to your parents. Children, I hope you are obeying your teachers as well. So children, you know that science tells us about everything that is around us. Okay, so what is it that is all around us but we don't see it? I hope you all know the answer very well. Yes, that's air. Air is something that cannot be seen but felt. Okay? So, let's talk about air in this chapter. We are going to talk about the properties of air, moving air, how air is useful, composition of air and what do you understand by clean air. Okay? So, let's relate. Ashi says, hey, don't touch this table. It must be having germs on it. Rajan says, germs are everywhere, dear. The air around us also contains germs. Ashi, oh, I didn't know about it. Can you tell me more about air? Rajan, let's know more about air. So, like here, when Ashi told Rajan not to touch something because of germs, he said that germs are all around us, isn't it? So, that is the reason why we have to ensure that we wash our hands with soap and water, especially before eating food. Okay, and that's the reason why we have to ensure that our environment is also neat and clean and tidy, okay, and not polluted. Alright, so all living things, what do we need? We need air to breathe. We cannot survive without air. Air is present all around us. We can feel the presence of air only when it moves. Okay, so now let's look at the properties of air. What is the main things, the main characteristics about air? Okay, it cannot be seen. We cannot see air. It is colorless and tasteless. It occupies space. It gives shape to things and it has weight. Okay, now first let's talk about moving air. Okay, so when the air moves gently, it is called a breeze. It is very pleasant. So children, when you are standing, okay, in the evening, sometimes you feel that, you know, the entire climate is quite pleasant and there's, gentle breeze flowing. Don't you feel good? Yes, it is. So, that gentle moving air is the breeze. Okay. Now, when the air moves fast, it is called wind and it makes dust, papers and other lightweight objects fly. So, then when the air, okay, when the air is a little faster, okay, and not as soft and gentle, then it is wind. The fast moving air is called wind, okay, and in this wind your dust, papers or whatever it can, the leaves, the dry leaves, anything can just fly, okay, anything that is lightweight. Now, when the wind blows very fast, extremely fast, it is called storm. It is very strong. It makes tin roofs and other heavy objects fly, okay. So, what happens is when the wind, okay, is really very fast, okay, so whatever comes in that way, in the way of the wind, okay, everything will fly. So, it can, because that wind has so much strength, okay, so it can be any type of roofs which are made of tin, any heavy object also, it can fly. It can also uproot trees, okay, and damage the buildings. So, storms at sea, okay, if there is a sea storm, it can sink the ships also, okay. Now, let's do a fact check. Wind always blows in a particular direction. The wind may have different directions on different days. A wind vane is an instrument that helps to find the direction of wind, okay. So, now it can the wind can flow in any direction, okay, but in order to know in which direction the wind is flowing, we need an instrument which is called the wind vane, okay. Now, let's see how air is useful to us. Wind, okay, it helps the boats and yachts to sail in water, okay, depending on the direction of the wind, okay, the yachts, the boats, they will sail in the water, okay. Wind moves the blades of wind windmills. Okay, windmills you must have seen, they are like those huge towers with fans on them. Okay, they look like fans on them, and these windmills, okay, they help to produce electricity, grind grains, and they can pump water also. Okay, and how does it happen? It happens with the movement, okay, of their movement happens to the wind. Okay, wind helps a hot air balloon, a parachute, a kite, and many things to rise and fly. Okay, now wind helps to play instruments like the flute, trumpet, bagpiper, and mouth organ. So we blow into that instrument or the musical instrument, and then it plays. Okay, the tune comes from them. Okay, now wind helps the seeds to fly to far off places. Then these seeds, they grow into new plants. This is also known as, seed dispersal. Okay, that means when the wind blows, okay, the pollens, they fly from the flowers or from the plants, and then they go and scatter into different places, and that's where the new plants and start growing. Okay, now act on. Give one word answer for the following. What is transparent? Okay, air. Air has weight. Okay, so for that, if you you can take a balloon, blow air into it and tie a knot. Okay, and then take a wooden stick, tie that balloon on one end, and then tie an empty balloon on the other end. You will see that the weight of the balloon which is blown with air is more than the one which does not have air in it. Okay, so air has weight. It is pleasant, okay, day. Okay, what is pleasant? Okay, the breeze is pleasant. The soft, gentle moving air is pleasant. Okay, storm sinks ships. Okay, electricity is produced by windmills. Okay, windmills help in the production of electricity. All right, now let's look at the composition of air. What is there inside the air? Okay, so air is nothing but a mixture of various gases. It contains dust particles, there is smoke, there are germs, there is water vapor, etc. in the air. Okay, we cannot see all these things, but they are all present inside the air. Now, air has gases, oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide. These are all important gases which are present in the air. Okay, nitrogen is the largest component of air. Okay, so nitrogen gas is present in high quantity inside the air. Oxygen is the gas which animals and humans breathe in. We breathe in oxygen, okay, and give out carbon dioxide. It is now, this is the second largest component in the air. Okay, and plants take in carbon dioxide and they give out oxygen to us. All right. Now, ask your teacher to light a candle, fix it on a table, cover the candle with a glass and leave it for some time. After some time, it will stop burning. Can you tell why? That is because the fire, okay, for the fire or for the flame to keep burning, it needs air. Without air, it will not burn. All right. Now, plants take in carbon dioxide to make food and they release oxygen into the atmosphere. Thus, they help in purifying the air. Air has smoke and dust particles. Smoke comes out when something is burnt. Vehicles like cars, buses, trains, etc. and factories also let out smoke. So, any burnt particle turns into smoke. We can see small dust particles floating in the air when sunlight comes in the room through a gap. The particles can be seen in the light. When the wind blows it, it carries dust particles with it. When we sweep our houses or roads, the dust particles mix with the air. Smoke and dust particles make the air impure and dirty. Breathing impure air can make us fall sick. Okay? So, sometimes if you see when the sunlight comes out, in that sunlight you will see certain particles, they are flying in the air. Okay, you can see certain particles in front of your eyes. So these are the dust particles actually, which are floating in the air. Okay, and they also enter our rooms through the gaps which are there. So tiny gaps which are there, they enter our house through these gaps. Now these particles, they can be seen only when there is sufficient light. Okay, now when the wind blows, the dust particles move from one place to another. Okay, and then new dust particles settle on that place. Okay, especially when you are sweeping, okay, your house or road, you will observe these dust particles mixing with the air. Okay, now when we breathe impure air or smoked air, we fall sick. Okay, act on. See the pictures given below. Which one do you like the most and why? So there is one picture which is full of polluted air through with the smoke coming out of the vehicles, and the other with pure air. Okay, pure lovely environment. Okay, so obviously my choice is the one which is neat and clean and pure. Okay, explore around. Find out which activities of human beings cause the mixing of dust in air. Try to draw the pictures of such activities in the boxes given below. So what are the activities which are a result of pollution? Okay, you have to talk about them and write about them. Now, air has germs, tiny living things which cannot be seen with our eyes. They are called germs. They keep floating in air and are harmful for us. Okay, when we sneeze or cough without covering our mouth, germs come out and get mixed with air. Then these germs, they enter our body through the air that we breathe and we fall sick. So sometimes we say that we've got a viral infection. What happens? Viral infection. Viral comes from viruses or germs that we are not able to see. Okay, and they are in the air. And then when we breathe that air, we tend to fall sick, and that becomes a viral infection. It is in the air, and that's why we fall sick. All right. So children, you must cover, okay, your mouth while coughing or while sneezing, so that if you are infected with any kind of infection, it does not pass on from you to anybody else. Okay, you don't mix it with the air. Right. Now, air has water vapor. When wet clothes are put out to dry in the sun, after some time they get dry. The heat of the sun changes the water into water vapor. Okay. When water is heated, it changes into steam and rises up, and it mixes up with the air. The steam is called water vapor. So when you are boiling water at home also, you will see that there is a steam coming out of the water. Now this steam gets mixed with the air. Okay. Similarly, when the heat of the sun falls on the surface of the earth, okay, then automatically the water vapor starts raising. Okay, it starts rising and then gets mixed with the air, and then the climate becomes humid. Okay. Now, explore around. Put some water in a glass, keep the glass outside for a few days. What do you find? Water kept in the glass vanishes. Why? Obviously, it is absorbed by the air in the nature. All right. Now, let's talk about clean air. We must breathe in fresh and clean air. If breathing air contains dust, smoke and germs, then that air will be dirty and impure. This is called air pollution. Okay. So, we must breathe fresh air. Okay. Try to avoid air which is dirty, which has dust, smoke and germs. Okay. Try to cover yourself, your mouth, okay, and your nose while you are entering in such a zone which is infected, okay, or polluted. Right. Polluted air can make us sick, and we may suffer from many health problems like breathing, cough, headaches, skin diseases. So to remain healthy, it is important to breathe clean air. Plants keep the air clean and fresh. So we must grow green plants more and more. Okay. So children, instead of breathing polluted air, plant more trees and more plants around your house and your surroundings, and breathe the fresh air. All right. Now, let's quickly rerun through the chapter, through the gist of the chapter. All living things need air to breathe. We can feel the presence of air only when it moves. We feel air. Moving air is called with different names such as breeze, wind and storm. Air is useful to us in many ways, like in sailing ships or boats, things to fly, to play instrument, etc. Air has gases, smoke, dust particles, germs and water vapor. We should breathe in clean air. Plants keep the air clean and fresh. Alright. Now, let us look at the new terms in the term bag. Breeze. Breeze means slow moving air. Wind is fast moving. Dash flies high weight objects. Breeze, wind or storm? Storm for heavy objects. Okay. Windmill can produce electricity, pump, both of these. Okay. Now, animals or humans? Plants. Fill in the blanks using the given words. Air is a mixture of various gases. Storms are strong. We must breathe in clean and fresh air. We must grow green plants more and more. Wind helps the yachts and boats to sail in water. Okay? Now, match the following columns. Air. Air is colorless. Okay? Breeze. Breeze is pleasant. Wind vane. What is a wind vane? It tells us the direction. Germs. Okay? What are germs? They make us sick. Nitrogen. Okay? Nitrogen is the largest component of the air, and polluted air means impure air. Okay? Now, write T for true and F for false statements. Air is present all around us. True. When wind blows very fast, it is called breeze. No. False. When it blows softly and gently, it is called breeze. Windmill helps seed to fly to far off places. It is false. Air is a mixture of various gases. True. Oxygen is the largest component of air. False. It is nitrogen. Answer the following questions. What are the properties of air? Okay, air has weight, air can occupy space. Okay, air is all around us. It helps to dry the clothes. Okay, it is a mixture of gases, out of which nitrogen is of the largest component. Okay, define the following words. Breeze is the soft and gentle moving air. Wind is moving air, faster, little faster. Storm is very fast moving air, and wind vane tells you the direction of air. List 4 uses of air. Okay, air is firstly and mainly used for breathing. We breathe air. Okay. Second, it dries our clothes. Third, it is used for help the windmills function. Okay. Now, how plants, now next one, what is air pollution and how is it caused? Air pollution means when the air gets impure, and it is caused due to human activities like smoke, okay, which is emitted from the factories, or burning of dry leaves and all, which pollutes the air. Alright. Now, how plants help to clean the air? Okay, plants take in all the dirty air. They take the carbon dioxide that is released from us, and they give us oxygen that we breathe. That means they purify the air that we are breathing. Alright. Now, fun zone. Put a tick for the things that for which we use air. Okay, to burn fire. Okay, yes. For breathing, true. Okay. Does air help to run a clock or a watch? No. Okay. Sugarcane and lotus, they are plants. They need air. Okay. And pen, no, we don't need air. Alright. Field activity. Visit to market at different times of a day. Note the time when you see maximum smoke and how people are polluting the air. So, this is an observation that you need to do. Okay. Now, life skills and values. To keep air clean, we should plant more trees, go for a walk to nearby places and avoid vehicles, not burn crackers and anything uselessly. Find out more ways how you can keep the air clean. Okay? So, children, these are the ways by which you can keep the air clean. Okay? Now, hustle and bustle. You have to make an aeroplane of your own. You have to take a piece of paper, fold it by seeing the images given below. You have different steps. There are 9 steps involved. So, follow these steps and make your own aeroplane. Alright children, but before you make your own aeroplane, reread the chapter, complete all the exercises and do observe a lot of things that are there that may cause air pollution and try to curtail it. Alright children, get going.